Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with some Hearthstone. I am not rocking fresh batteries at the moment because I am not using a wireless controller anymore. Let me tell you my troubles. I have had some major troubles with wireless batteries going dead. I've complained about this several times, but I'm frustrated with it and I'm done with it. So, still using a 360 controller, I'm just using a USB one plugged into my laptop, which means the cord is kind of short. And if I had the uh, a leg twitch at the right time, I would potentially unplug the cord or rip my laptop off its perch and to the ground. But I think that's a risk that's better worth taking than losing yet another hour's worth of episode. And that's what's happened here. If you look at my gold, you will notice I'm down to 145. We, in the last episode you saw, got all of our quests done and had nothing really to do. So I did an arena run as the mage, and after that I decided I just gave in. I went to the shop, I bought as many original packs as possible. And so I unlocked some cards, I got some dust, I got all of the Murlocs. And when I got every single Murloc that's available, it unlocked a new character for me. So apparently, if you complete a set, which has got me really excited, you will unlock a final extra card. Let's see. So what did we make? We made this card with our dust. That was just all the dust we could afford. And let's see. There's the Murloc here. We got Starving Buzzard here. Scavenging Hyena, sorry. We got that in the arena run. The arena gave us a pack and one card, which was a little strange and pushed me towards the thought of it. I got 3 new cards in the rogue deck and redid the rogue, the priest, and the hunter deck, I believe. Let's see, is it warrior? One of these has the Murloc in it, and I'm trying to figure out where. Rogue, priest, paladin, mage, hunter. I thought, is it the hunter deck? Maybe it's a common card. Yeah, it probably is a common card since it's a Murloc. We don't have a lot to do. We're gonna grind out the mage today. But we got all these Murlocs, and we apparently completed the set. And when we completed the set, we got one specific Murloc I want to show you. It just popped up on the screen, was not expecting it. There was no indication whatsoever that you would get that. It just said you collected all the Murlocs and you get this character. Let's see. Oh, come on. Show it to me. It's in here somewhere. I just gotta find it. Man. I am so frustrated from losing. Okay, here we are. This is the card. We got old Murkai. He has charge and +1 attack for each other Murloc on the battlefield, which for 4 mana is pretty cool. So, if I could ever find who the right character is to have a Murloc deck, I could make a Murloc. This is a soulbound card. It was a quest reward. I don't know what quests they're talking about. Apparently there are some secret quests we were not made aware of. So that's it for that. We got a bunch of cards. We bought cards. We need to grind out now to have at least 150 Um, so we could do the arena run in 3 days when the quests come back. And on top of that, I need to make an episode here because I've lost the last episode. And was not really expecting that at all. I've literally just put in batteries that I charged overnight and had only been playing for about 2.5 hours, and at some point in the middle of the recording it lost power enough to screw up the audio.
Jaina versus Garrosh.
But I'm done with that, so I can be done with complaining about that.
You asked for it.
From now on we will do plugged in only. We have lots of gold cards with our Mage deck versus anybody else just because our Mage is almost to the max level. And that's really the only reason that we have gold cards. We will not get a gold hero though until we have 500 victories, and I only have about 260 victories. So it will be at least another year if I just ground and played Mage a lot, which I probably won't. I'll probably stop playing Mage much at all to get the other characters up to level 60. Maybe we'll unlock some new cards when we get to 60, and that will push us one way or the other. But yeah, not feeling like we're gonna get very fast to the gold version of the hero, which I really don't care. I wish the gold versions of everything would go away. Gold versions of heroes, gold versions of cards. I wish everything was just either this or just by default everything was gold. I mean, it looks nicer when it's gold, but we could do normal. You don't need this. This is a hanger on from a real world collectible card mentality. Even if you did start selling packs of Hearthstone cards and made it a real world game, absolutely should not be doing gold versions or foil versions or whatever it is. Where there's a special, more rare version of a normal average card. All of that should not be done.
What now?
In actuality, what you should do is you should not make it collectible at all. You should just, for maybe a high price of $100, $150, sell all the original cards and then charge like $60 for the Goblins and Gnomes expansion. And you would get a box that would have 2 of every card in the game. And that would be fine. It'd probably not be a lot of people that bought it, but that's fine. So we are doing just no stress run here. Really doesn't matter if we win, doesn't matter if we lose. We do need to win at least 3 games eventually, but I may do that off screen. I just need to get enough gold through those victories, and that's the only way I can get gold at the moment, so that I can do an arena run. It wasn't the most economical thing to buy cards, but I'm hoping it pays off in the long run by unlocking normal cards, so I'll get rarer cards and packs. The 7 packs that we bought and opened, which now I don't have footage for, is well, I have footage, it's just no audio. But those 7 cards were giving me quite a few rares, or quite a few new things. A lot of things I already had, but a lot of things I hadn't had. And I'm hoping that that continues to be the cause of the case.
Job done.
The worst part of losing an episode is you don't remember what you talked about. I have no clue what I talked about. Did I talk about... I think I talked about Doctor Who in the last episode you saw. The Doctor Who Christmas
What
special.
now?
And how Doctor Who sucked that season. So what did I talk about the last episode? I'm not sure I talked about much of anything. Really. I'm sure I did, but man, it just sucks. It sucks so bad to lose footage.
What
It just
now?
throws me off. Make a decision. Let's see. In total, how much footage have I lost?
What? I must choose.
I would say I've lost probably 16 to 28 maybe hours of footage at this point between all my recordings. So that we lost, I lost an entire series of a game that will never be mentioned because turned out it was, the music in it was copyrighted and we couldn't just put it up. So I lost an entire game that way. So I ran through an entire game, played through an entire game. But it was a short game, so it could have been a lot worse. I could have done Skyrim and then come back and find out all the music in Skyrim was copyrighted written, which it very well might be. But, and then I lost the spotlight of another game, same reason, music was copywritten. I'm at fault there. I will warn anyone who does anything or is thinking about doing let's plays like this or reviews like this. If go and see, find out if they have given you permission, a blanket permission in their terms of use to use it, because if they haven't, they probably put the stuff into Google's Content ID and it's just going to be immediately flagged by a computer, and or you're going to get copyright strikes, which is even worse. Haven't run into that yet, but you want to find games that give you blanket permission, because they won't. Nobody will do that legitimately. That doesn't mean somebody won't illegitimately take like the music from Hearthstone and try and copyright that. But at least you know you'd be on decent standing if somebody did do that. So that limits, it really does limit the games that you can play too, which kind of sucks. Because when I first started this, I was under the false impression that I could do any game I felt like, and legally that's correct. As a critic and doing criticism, everything is legally under fair use, and you could do any game you wanted. But in actual implementation, when dealing with YouTube, if you're not dealing with YouTube, you'd probably be a lot better off. But then you've got to set up your own website with your own videos, and they have to host all that and all the monetization and all the advertisements and selling ads, and you're talking about, instead of one person doing a channel, you're talking about at least 100 to 1,000 people running an entire network for your one little review, and it's not practical. At least it isn't at the moment. So save yourself the hassle. Make sure it is a game like that. All the games you see from now on that I do, I'm going to double check, triple check, quadruple check to make sure they have given me written permission to use the footage in their game. Was it better to freeze this guy, I wonder? Oh well, I don't care. Zero stress Hearthstone playing today. It really doesn't matter. Even in losing, we will work our way up our level a little bit. We may very quickly on this episode actually get to the next level. Maybe, maybe not. It's weird how they get experience. But yeah, so I lost Spotlight of the game, which was the entire game, but the game was only about 2 hours. And then an entire game that was a middle length game that was 4 to 6 hours. And then we've lost, at this point, like 5 episodes of series games where they go on forever. Series games like Hearthstone and Isaac. Oddly enough, Isaac hasn't lost many games, but that is probably due to the fact that I am so far ahead. I got so far ahead on Isaac that I have not even had to bother recording that many episodes lately, because I'm just so far ahead. I have so many Isaac episodes. It's almost to the point where I'm thinking maybe I should put them out twice a day some days. We're looking at this, we're seeing if we're going to get to level 56. I don't even know if we're going to do five games on this. I needed to do an episode, and there's no real reason to do 5 instead of like 3 or 1. We've explained what's happened. You've gotten in
The light shall bring victory.
episode.
You asked for it.
Maybe I'll just call it quits after this game. Maybe I'll just call it quits in this game. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it quits. And I've lost all motivation. Here we go. We'll just concede.
You win.
I've lost all motivation to play Hearthstone since we don't have any quests. Notice we didn't get up there. I will start recording again in 3 days. I will work off screen on this to have 150 so we can do an arena run. But that's it for this episode. Sorry it's short, but there wasn't anything to show you. Even in the original recording, we had all the quests done, even at the beginning. So we did an arena run. I played as a mage. I got 1 victory right at the beginning that I lost 3 times in a row. I got some good cards, I bought some cards, and I worked on the decks just a small amount, but that's all we did. Okay, so here's a short episode for you. As always, like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of the video, which should be really easy for this episode. Have a good evening.